Hello everyone, this is Danny from creatingawebstore.com, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create a basic website for your business. In other words, this tutorial will work for any type of local business. For example, if you have a hair salon or a construction company or a restaurant or anything you can think of that's based locally that you'd like to have online so that you can show people your services. You can basically create this type of site. What the site is running on, it's running on WordPress. WordPress is actually a very popular CMS. It's actually the most popular on the web today. As you can see, many large companies, popular companies such as eBay, Blondie, and Martha Stewart use it. In addition to that, WordPress is also open source, which means it's free. Now, for those of you that have heard about WordPress before, you may be asking yourselves why WordPress isn't that a platform for bloggers? Well, in reality, it's not. It's just that bloggers have made it very popular. So what we will actually do is we will actually disable the blogging functionality of WordPress, and what we will do is we'll create static pages, and we'll be also adding some plugins such as this one, which is a store locator. That is, of course, if you want a store locator, you can, and you can display your location right here for customers, as well as directions. And we'll also be creating a contact form, and you can also add like a calendar here, an about us page. The site will also be mobile friendly. Of course, this depends on the theme, but the stock theme in WordPress and this theme which I installed is also mobile friendly, and majority of themes for WordPress are mobile friendly. And for example, if you don't like this theme, you can actually change it. And on my site, I will have a list of themes for you to look at, and you can try to find something that fits in a little better with your business. In addition to that, the site will also be search engine friendly. As you can see here, it uses URL rewrites, and I will actually show you how to enable this feature as well. So there's really a lot you can do here, and we're actually going to get started. Now, before we do, I'm actually going to explain to you why WordPress is actually better than some of the other options that are out there. For example, I know there are sites like Weebly or GoDaddy that offer their own website builder, and while that's great, it kind of ties you down to their site. So for example, if you ever want to switch web hosts, or if they upgrade their software and you no longer like it, you're pretty much stuck there. With WordPress, for example, you can take the site that you have built and actually move it to another web host quickly and easily, and this way you don't have to worry about being tied down. And also, you don't have to worry about price hikes or anything like that. You know, if something changes, you just take your site and you move along with it. And the beautiful thing about WordPress is that you can actually have it installed with one click of a button. I actually have on my website a list of hosts that offer one-click WordPress installations. Of course, if you want to use a host that doesn't have one-click WordPress installs, you can always install it manually. And in this video, I'm also going to show you how to install WordPress prior to actually building the website. So now I think we are ready to get things going. So let's start by downloading WordPress by simply going to wordpress.org and simply click on the download button and download the latest version here. Next, you will need to install an FTP client. If you already have your own FTP client, you can simply use that. If not, you can go to filezilla-project.org to download a free FTP client. Then simply download your version and install FileZilla. Once you have installed FileZilla, simply open up the client. Then simply enter in your host. In my case, it's iSavePlaza.com. In your case, it might be an FTP URL. You will want to look into that prior to entering in the host. For the username and password, you likely created this information while setting up your account with your web host. If you haven't, your web host might have created this information for you automatically, and they may have sent that information to you via email. Once you have that information, simply enter in the information. And then click on Quick Connect. Now you will need to unarchive the downloaded WordPress file. Note that if you are using cPanel, you might as well install WordPress through the cPanel interface simply by clicking on the upload icon here and uploading the file in the archived format and then unarchiving once the file has been uploaded. That is actually better because it preserves folder permissions, but if you do not have cPanel, simply proceed with FileZilla by simply unarchiving WordPress. Once you have unarchived WordPress, simply go into FileZilla and locate the file. In my case, it's in Downloads, which is right here. And now I will simply look at my remote site and locate the folder which serves my site's files. In my case, it's public_HTML. In your case, it might be www or something else. You will want to look into that prior to uploading WordPress. And simply select that directory which serves your site's files. And then select your WordPress directory, which is located on your local computer. Note that if you upload this folder as is, people visiting your site will actually have to access your WordPress site by going to your domain /WordPress. Now, if you want your visitors to see your WordPress site the minute they go to your domain, you actually have to upload the files and folders from within the WordPress folder. So simply double click on the WordPress folder, and then you will see the folders from within that folder and the files from within that folder right here in this other window. So simply select all of these files and folders, right click, and then left click on Upload. And these files and folders are currently being transferred to the folder which serves your site's files, which is in my case public_HTML. While these files and folders upload, let's create our database. In my case, I will do this in cPanel. This of course depends on your server or your web host. So you will need to figure out how to create a database first. If you have cPanel, simply follow these steps. Then simply click on MySQL Database Wizard. Then simply enter in a database name, which in my case will be WordPress. Click Next. And here I will enter in WordPress once more. For the username, you can enter in a different username if you'd like. You can actually enter in any information that you'd like. For password, I will enter in my password. And I will click on Create User. And I will choose All Privileges. And now my database has been created, and my user has been created and added to that database. So now I will make sure to remember this information so I can enter it into the WordPress config file. So now you will want to go to the URL that you installed WordPress in, and you will want to enter the URL into your address bar and simply visit that site. Note that if you uploaded WordPress to a subfolder, you will want to go to your domain / that subfolder. For example, if the subfolder is WordPress, you would want to go to your domain / WordPress. And here on the installation wizard, you will get an error. It will tell you that a wp-config.php file is missing. So we need to create it. To create the file, simply click on Create a Configuration File. Note that you can even edit a wp-config-sample.php file manually and enter in this information, but it's actually easier to use the wizard. So let's use the wizard. So now you will need to have that database name, the database username, the database password, and the database host ready. We actually created the database name, username, and password earlier. So simply click on Let's Go. For database name, my name is actually isave_WordPress, and username is the same. And my password. And now for database host, I will enter in localhost. If you are using a host that is different from localhost, you will want to use that. So please look into it prior to entering in a database host. As for table prefix, you can use this table prefix or another. If you already have a WordPress installed in the same database, you will want to use a different prefix. And then simply click on Submit. And as you can see, if you entered all your information correctly, everything is fine. WordPress can communicate with your database. So simply click on the Run the Install button. Here, simply enter in a site title. In my case, it will be my domain name. For username, I will enter in a username. This is for your admin panel. your email. And privacy, you will need to decide on whether you want to allow search engines to index your site. I won't, because this is a demo site. If yours is a live site, you'll want to check off this box. And then simply click on Install WordPress. And now simply log in. And my login has been successful, and now we will test to see whether we can upload images. First, let's look at our home page, and as you can see, I have the typical Hello World blog post. So I simply go to Posts, and I edit this post, and I try to upload an image. And as you can see, the image uploaded successfully. Now, if your image didn't upload successfully, simply go to where your WordPress installation is located. I will use cPanel so that you can see better what I'm doing. So as you can see, all my directories have 755 permissions. You will want to make sure that every single directory has 755 permissions. This includes all subdirectories as well. And you can do this in FileZilla by simply going to FileZilla and then locating your WordPress installation, and then simply right-clicking on each folder and left-clicking on File Permissions and simply change the numeric value to 755 and click OK. And if that doesn't work, try changing the permissions to 777. While WordPress doesn't recommend it, that's the only other way that I can think of solving the problem. So once you have WordPress installed, simply go to your admin panel as I have here. And what we will do is we will go to Appearance and Themes. And here I'm going to install a new theme. I will actually use the same theme that I have on this demo site that I showed you earlier. And as you can see on the current site, which is this one that I'm demonstrating for you right now, I have the stock WordPress theme because I just installed WordPress. As you can see, I even have the Hello World blog post, which I will be disabling. So what I'll do is I will click on Add New. Note that if you've downloaded a theme, you will actually want to click on this Upload Theme button and then choose the file from your local computer. And then simply click on Install Now. But since the theme that I'm installing is available in the search here, I will actually type in my keyword. Note that you can even look for themes here, and you can look at some of the popular ones if you'd like. Or you can use search terms as I will. And I actually will be installing this theme right here. And I will simply click on Activate Theme. And now my theme has been installed. And we can check it out right here. So as you can see, our menu is still here, and we have certain links here that we need to get rid of as well. So let's get started by first adding pages to our site by going to Pages here and clicking on Add New. I will start by simply creating a privacy page. And clicking on Publish. And now I will add a new page, and this page will be my home page, which will show up right here. So it will be basically the welcome page. You can enter any title you'd like for your welcome page. And then in the description box you can enter in text. And then you can also add images, for example, by simply clicking next to the text that you'd like to add images next to, and then simply clicking on the Add Media button. And here you can upload your files. In my case, I will just upload all of the files at once that I plan to use, and then I will simply select the images that I want to insert into the certain page. So I will simply locate the images on my computer, and all of these images will be uploaded. And then I will upload some more. And now I will simply clear all selected items, and I will just choose the image that I want to add, which in this case will be this image right here. And I will insert, and I can edit the position of the image by simply clicking on the image and then clicking on the pencil here. And I will simply select left, and you can even adjust the size by going to custom size and entering in a custom width here and a custom height here, but I'll just leave it on full size because the image isn't too large. And now I will add another image here towards the bottom, and I will simply click on Add Media again, and I will locate the image that I want to add by simply clicking here and clicking on Insert into Page. And now I will simply click on the pencil here, and I will align to the right, and I will click on Update. And note that if you like, you can also customize your text, stylize your text by simply highlighting the text and then clicking on bold, or you can even adjust the color by clicking on the toolbar toggle here. And for example, you can adjust the color right here like so to say orange. And you can position your text as well as you'd like so. You can even add links by clicking on the insert link icon here and then entering in the URL and the title and choosing whether you'd like the link to be opened in a new window, and then clicking on add link. And when you're finished, you can click on publish. If you'd like, you can even add a featured image. For example, this will be my featured image, and I'll just click on publish. And now I will add a new page, which will be our About Us page. And again, I'll add an image. And I'll click on publish. And now I'll add more pages, which will show up in the nav bar here. And this will be named breakfast. And again, I'll add an image. And I will choose my breakfast images. And I'll add another image down here. And I'll set a featured image once more. And I'll click on Publish. And now I'll simply add the rest of my pages a little quicker. And now we're ready to add a couple of plugins. Again, plugins actually extend the functionality of WordPress. For example, we need a store locator page and we need a contact us form. And since WordPress doesn't come with these functions built in already, we actually have to add these plugins. So we're simply going to go over to plugins here and we're going to click on Add New. And right here in search, I will simply type in store locator because I need a plugin for a store locator, and we will search to see if one exists, and yes, it does. I will actually choose the second one because it has a better rating, and I will click on Install Now, and I will click on Activate Plugin. And now I will add another plugin by clicking on Add New, and I will type in Contact Form. As you can see, I already searched for one earlier, Contact Us Form, and I will click Search Plugins. And this is the form that I will be installing. And I will click on Activate Plugin. So first, let's start by adding a store to our store locator by going to Store Locator here and then clicking on Add Store. Note that in the event that you're looking for these plugins and can't seem to find the plugins that I'm using, I will actually have these plugins listed on my site creatingawebstore.com, and the link to that page is actually in the description of this video, since I can understand that it would be hard following this guide, this tutorial, if you don't actually have the name of these plugins. This way you can actually follow my tutorial a lot easier if you're using the same plugins that I'm using. So here I will just type in my store name and my address. And I will type in my country, and I'll click on preview location on map, and I will enter in my phone number, and I'll actually leave the email empty, but I will enter in my operation hours. And if you'd like, you can add a thumbnail. If not, you don't have to. And I will click on Add Store. And in settings here, you can actually adjust some of these settings. For example, I'll change to miles from kilometers. And map region will be United States. And you can choose certain settings for the map. You can look through this and find out which you prefer. And you can have labels here, and there's really a lot that you can do here. And as you can see, when we go to current stores, you will see my current store, and you can add additional stores if you'd like. So now, in order for the store locator and contact us form to show up on our site, we actually have to create pages for them and paste these shortcodes into those pages. So we simply copy this code here. Note that shortcodes always have a left bracket and a right bracket, like so. So when you copy them, you would basically copy this as so, with left bracket WPSL, right bracket, and we will also need to get the shortcode for the contact form. So let's paste this code into a document here and have it ready. So let's get the short code of the contact form now by going to settings and clicking on contact us form. And note that here you will also want to enter in your information. For example, I will enter in my email address, and if you'd like you can add more emails by separating them with a comma. And you can enter in a thank you message, error message, submit button text, additional fields, subject prefix. There's really a lot you can do here, and you can even add a CAPTCHA and then simply click on save changes. And the short code for the contact form is this right here. It's bracket contact dash us dash form and then a right bracket. And now we can go create those pages by simply going to pages and clicking on add new. And for the first page I will enter in store locator, and I'll paste that code that I got earlier right here, and I will click on text and then I will paste in the box, and then I'll click on publish. And now what I'll do is I'll prepare my contact us form. So again, I will copy the short code and I will go to add a new page, and here I will type in contact us, and again I will make sure that text is selected, and I will paste that short code and I will click on publish. And now what we need to do is we need to create a menu, or actually menus I should say, for these forms. So I will go to appearance and I will left click on menus. So what I will do is I will keep my existing menu, but I will delete the pages that I don't want to show up in here, because I'll actually use menu 1 for my navigation bar. So I will leave home intact. I will remove the links that I don't want. For example, I don't want the contact us to show up here. Again, you can decide on this on your own. I basically want this to show up here, so I don't want to crowd it up. So I will remove all of the pages that I don't want to show up there. Note that if you don't have any of these pages in your menu, you can always add them, and I'm going to show you how, because I'm going to create a new menu for the other pages. But what I'll do is I'll rearrange the order of this to my liking, and then I'll click on create menu. So this will basically be my navbar menu, and now I'm going to create a new menu by clicking on create a new menu. And here I will actually create separate menus for each link, and I'm going to show you why. If I were to add all the links in the same menu, they will actually all be right next to each other without these lines separating the links. And since I like the look of these lines, I prefer to create a menu for each. Now if your theme looks different than mine does, you can actually add multiple links in the same menu, and I'm going to show you how. I'm going to click on create, and I'm going to add the about us page here, and I will click on add to menu. And now if I wanted to add another page, I would just click on it and I would click on add to menu again. But since I want them separate, I'm going to actually remove this, and I'm just going to click on save menu. And now I'm going to create another one, and it will be for privacy. And I will add my privacy page, and I will click on save. And now I will create a new menu once more, and it will be a contact us. and I will add to menu, and I will click on save menu once more. And now I will add my store locator page. And I will click on add to menu. And I will click once more. And I think that's that. Also, if you need to edit any of these menus, you can do so by simply selecting them like so. And you can even manage the locations from here. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to go to Appearance, and then I'm going to click on Customize so that I can now add these menus to my actual site. So as you can see, while we are customizing, we can actually see how it all looks in real time prior to actually saving these changes. Note that a lot of these options depend on your actual theme, but this is more or less the same concept, and you can actually change everything right here and actually see how it looks. So if you don't know which parts of the page these fields control, you simply play around with it, and then you'll see it as you're modifying these fields. You'll see it taking place in real time, and you'll know exactly what's actually being edited as you go along. So as you can see here, I can actually add a site logo if I would like to. Again, this is because my theme supports this. Your theme might not. The same goes for social icons and slider options, colors as well. And I can even add a background image. But what I'm going to do right now is the important part, and that's changing my navigation elements here. So I'm going to go to navigation, and for primary menu, which is this right here, I will choose menu 1, which is the menu that we created earlier. And as you can see, it has changed. And for the static front page, this is actually something that all themes have, and here I will choose a static page because I no longer want the site to function as a blog. So when I choose static page, I can actually choose the page that I want to show up on my home page here. And here I will choose that home page that we created earlier. And as you can see, it just showed up. And right now I'm going to go to sidebar right, which is right here. And I'm actually going to remove all of the existing widgets. And I'm going to add those menus that we created earlier. By clicking on Add Widget here. And then I'm going to click on Custom Menu. And I will simply choose my first menu, which is the Store Locator. And as you can see, it showed up. And now I will add a widget once more. And I will choose Custom Menu once again. And now I will choose Contact Us. And now I will add another widget, and I will choose Custom Menu once more. And I will add the About Us. And now I will click on Add Widgets again. And I will click again on Custom Menu. And I will choose Privacy this time. And now I will click on Add a Widget. And I will actually add that calendar that I had on the other site. And I will click on Add Widget once more. And I will add a text field, which is this right here, text. And I will actually enter in my own custom text, which will be my telephone number, so that my customers can actually call me. And I will do so like so. And what I'll do is I'll actually rearrange this menu to the top here. Actually, what I'll do is I'll put it right above the Contact Us form here. And now when I review these changes, I can actually save and publish. And now when I close, I will have my site right here. So now there's only two more things that I need to show you, and that's how to make your site search engine friendly so that you don't have the page query here in the URL. And also, if you'd like, I'll show you how to get rid of this comment box so that people can't leave comments on your site. So first, let's start with the comments. To disable comments for all pages or posts, simply go to settings here and then discussion, and uncheck allow people to post comments on new articles. And if you don't want people to give you pingbacks and trackbacks, you can also disable this as well by unchecking and then simply clicking on save changes. Of course, this only applies to new pages that you add. So to get rid of the current comment box, simply go to your pages here, all pages, and then check off all of them. Go to bulk actions, click on edit, and then click on apply. And where it says comments here, simply go to do not allow and click on update. And now when you refresh, that comment box is gone. And now to enable search engine friendly URLs, simply go to settings and go to permalinks here, and then simply choose your format. Since this is a basic site, I want it to show up like this: post name. For a blog, you'd want the date to show up, or archives and stuff like that. But for static pages such as this one, I just want the post name to show up, and I click on save changes. And now I go back home, and when I click, I have the name of the page in the URL. So that's that. Now we have a great looking professional site that just looks amazing. We have our store locator here, and we have our contact us page. And remember, before going live with the site, to test out the contact us page to see if you're receiving emails just fine. Other than that, I think we did a great job, and all looks good. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos, and also be sure to check out creatingawebstore.com.